first guest that's going to come up, I'm sure we have a lot of supporters of him. He ran for U.S. Senate in 2010. I guess I probably should stop there. I was a big supporter of him. I think we have a good senator right now.
We still don't have a streaming page.
The speaker that's going to come up would have done this very well. And he has a pact that he brings candidates to the area. And I would like to bring up Ovide Lamontagne.
Oh, Ovide Lamontagne coming up to speak. Standing ovation.
Good afternoon. It's great to be with you here today to celebrate Flag Day, which is not just celebrating a wonderful cloth, well appointed, but to celebrate this symbol that stands for the Republic for which we stand, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And that's what we are, people of liberty and justice. You won't hear our president say this, but we are an exceptional nation, the hope and dream of mankind. And we know that. We know that instinctively. This nation is radical, 200 years plus after its founding. And 50 years ago, think about this, our president, our new president, during his inauguration, said that America was under assault then because we are based on the radical proposition that the rights of man come not from the generosity of the state, but from the hand of God. And that president said to the people, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. That president was John F. Kennedy, a Democrat. And look what has happened to us in those 50 years. We have a lot of work to do if we hope to save our great republic for which this flag stands. Because over the past 50 years, we only have to look at each other to say we let our guard down. Our friends and our family members started to buy into the sense that Washington knows best, that one size fits all, that's bigger is better. And you and I know differently, and we sure do know now differently based on our own experience. So now we're on the eve of a wonderful New Hampshire presidential primary. We as activists get excited when there's a presidential primary every 4 years. Of course, New Hampshire's in a perpetual state of political action, isn't it? We have campaigns going on all the time, and it's a great part of our state's fabric. We're probably the most democratic state in the Union, and we certainly are the state that knows how to pick presidents. While other states pick corn and other things. We know how to pick presidents, and we're excited to do that.
Keep hearing that.
You know what? You feel
that's a good joke.
Certainly I feel in my heart, in my mind, my soul, that this decision has got to be the right one. We cannot afford to allow Barack Obama to be a re-elected president in 2012. Are you with me on that? And so as we start to get really mobilized and starting to back one of these wonderful candidates, and by the way, I've had a chance to meet a lot of them now. Several of them have come to our home for receptions. I've seen a lot of you that have joined us there. I would submit to you that any one of them would be a far better president of the United States than Barack Obama on his best day. Which means, as the primary unfolds and takes shape, we need to make sure that we're ready to unify at the end of the primary process. So as John Sununu, our former state party chair, has said, and Jack Kimball is saying now, let's make this primary one worth winning. Let's make sure that at the end of the process, we can come together behind our nominee, wherever he or she may be. Let's make sure that we treat each other with the kind of civil discourse that New Hampshireites are accustomed to. Outside forces will come to bear and try to encourage us to go one way or the other, to be divisive. But if we're respectful to each other as the ground warriors, then the campaigns will be able to come together behind our party's nominee, whoever that is. And I'd like to think that in 2010, we saw a lot of pressure, a lot of activism, a heightened sense of purpose. And yet we ran our campaigns, did we not, to make them campaigns worth, primaries worth winning. And so in September of 2010, we had our vigorous U.S. Senate candidate primary. Rather than call for recount, I said, let's get behind our nominee, Kelly Ayotte, and what a fine U.S. Senator she is. We didn't want to give a chance for Paul Hodes to use the divisive recount process or the divided primary field to give him a chance to win. We cannot afford to allow the Democrats and Barack Obama the chance to divide us and conquer us in November of 2012. So let's make sure as we talk to our liberty-minded friends and independent conservatives, people who aren't really self-identified as Republicans. And by the way, for the record, I'm a conservative first and a Republican second. I am a Republican. I'm a conservative Republican because I find my home with the Conservative Party. But let's make sure we stay together and don't have a third-party fracture. There's still some talk of that. Let's resist that. Let's stay on the same team. Because all of us know one thing. We have got to win in November 2012. And with your help at the grassroots level, with the people's help throughout the state of New Hampshire, we're going to send a message in February of 2012 who we believe is the most conservative candidate who can win. The people of America are going to look at us like they've never looked at us before, because it's our opportunity and frankly our duty to discern among the candidates who we think can not only represent our party platform, our conservative principles the best, but who can win in 2012. Next year at this time we'll be talking about a different race, the state races. And we did a lot of good work in 2010, didn't we? Everybody here deserves a round of applause for the great work we did in 2010. And we left a little unfinished business. The governor's office is in Democrats' hands. And this Democrat governor will have served 4 terms. We're going to have a conversation about who the next governor of New Hampshire should be. I hope to be part of that conversation. God bless you. God bless America. God bless the next
I want to thank you. Ovide helped a lot of us get into office, and I was one. Thank you, Ovide. There is a Democrat left in the State House. Do you want to make an announcement?
No announcement.
Okay, good. Thank you.